Yeah. Good evening, all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear? Yeah, can
Yes, sir.
anyone?
Your
Yes.
voice is audible.
So just we'll have a quick review what we have discussed in the last yesterday's demo session, right? Yes. So Python. So today, Python has got a great boom, and most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python because of very less coding we are going to see in Python. Simple syntaxes. They look like normal English statement. They look like normal English statements, right? Okay. Multi-programming features, right? Like hybrid features, interactive mode. We can easily interact with Python statement by statement. It gives response for each and every statement. Wide varieties of applications, right? Web applications, automation applications, gaming applications, networking applications, embedded applications, desktop applications, right? Like wide varieties of applications for Python. It's a general purpose programming for any kind of applications, not purpose based. Many built-in libraries. We can see many built-in libraries for Python, many built-in modules. High level language. Python is a high level language. So high level language means it's easily understandable, it's portable and machine independent, can run on all the machines and all the hardware and all the operating systems. Cross platform language. Python is a cross platform language. So programmer friendly programming and general purpose programming, right? See, it is cross platform means it can run on any platform like Windows, Linux and OS. Cross-platform language, you can run on any platform like Windows, Linux, Mac OS. Programmer friendly or user friendly, right? Which provides simple syntaxes. So general purpose programming. Okay. Any kind of applications can be developed, right? Python has got features. It has got features of various other programmings like procedural oriented programming like C language, object oriented programming like C++, Java, scripting features like shell script, modular programming features like modular 3, right? Because of this multi-programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language, right? Okay. So I was saying, like, if we go back like 10 to 15 years back, the Python usage was very less. Now, if you see like Python usage, widely used, number one ranked programming language. Okay. Python provides nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules. It provides 89,300 inbuilt modules for various domain, right? Python providing modules, separate modules, right? For each and every domain. For data science, we see separate modules Python provides. For big data, it provides separate modules for networking, for testing, for operating systems, for each and every database. For each and every database, right? Python provides a module using which we can connect with database and perform any database related operations. For Oracle, like CX underscore Oracle, for MySQL, PyMySQL, SQL Server like PyODBC, and for mathematical operations, math module. For Excel file like XLRD, XLSX writer. For XML files, PDF files, for CSV files, for JSON files. For every file format, Python provides a module using which we can read data from a file, write data to a file. Generating graphs, right? Generating graphs. Yes, any type of graphs we can generate using Python. Normal graphs, bar graphs, okay, like scatter plots, stack plots, okay, any kind of graphs, and for statistical operations. And Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Python real-time applications, right? What kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? For web applications creations, at a rapid speed, we can develop web applications using Python. Automation applications, yes. For data, okay, automation applications and data science, IoT, and DevOps, even using technologies like data science, IoT, DevOps, right? Fine. Python is mostly used within these environments for big data like Spark, PySpark. Scientific applications for numerical analysis, we use models like NumPy, CP, right? For GUI animations, we use models like PyQt, TK-Inter. Game development, we have got frameworks like Pygame, PyCora. For scheduling, for test cases, that Python provides. So Python is mostly used for software development, for business applications, e-commerce sites, for database applications, and for networking applications, separate framework Python providing, right? Twisted Python. For audio and video applications, right? We have got Python is can also be used for audio and video applications creations. Web scraping data from different websites. Embedded applications like Raspberry Pi, it's the application which uses Python computing. For CAD applications, computer vision. For object detection, color detection, and face detection, right? We go for computer vision. And robotics, in data analysis, in generating graphs, in desktop applications creations, right? And who are using Python today? And topmost applications built by using Python. Topmost applications built by using Python. Google, right? Yes. So if Google using Python for its web search systems, Yahoo, YouTube using Python for its video sharing service, right? Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Instagram, it's built by using Python. The prime reason is its practicality and simplicity, right? NASA using Python because of its hybrid features. Dropbox, Pinterest, Quora, Reddit are the applications built by using Python. BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. Maya, a powerful 3D animation, uses Python scripting. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games, uses Python script. Netflix for subscriptions and for security automations, right? We use Python. iRobot for military and commercial applications. Ironport email server, right? It uses more than 1 million lines of Python code for doing its job. And for hardware testing, companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing. Yeah, just 1 second. So that are who are using Python and topmost applications built by using Python, right? And Python comparison with other programming, right? Okay. Python comparison with other programming. Now observe, I will be taking a task and I'll be writing in different programming languages. You can just check how simple this Python statements looks as compared with other programming, right? Yes. So those who are from non-programming or zero programming, right? You can easily check how this Python statements look. Today I'll be just giving you some examples, right? Python snippets, right? Sample examples, right? How the coding of Python looks. Task. Accepting two values from the user keyboard accepting two values from the user keyboard and performing addition, right? Yes. And performing addition. Okay. First, the two major programming languages, right? First, using Java, I'll write the code using Java, right? Later, I'll write in Python, right? So, import java.io.star, right? Okay. Class sample, right? Yes. Public static void main, string aux, public static. Okay, input stream reader, I'll be using input stream reader. ISR equal to new input stream reader, right? System.in, right? Every statement ends with semicolon. Next is like buffered reader, br equal to new buffered reader, right? New buffer reader of ISR, right? Yes. System.out.println, right? Enter the first number. System.out.println, enter the first number, right? Okay. String s1, right? Okay. Br dot read line. Input stream reader, new input stream reader, buffer reader, new buffer reader, right? System.out.println, enter the first number, string s1 br dot read line. So whatever you are entering, the first number taken as string format, later we need to convert to integer, right? Int I, like integer dot parse int, integer dot parse int of s1, right? Yes. So enter first number, convert taken as string. Okay. Okay. Now I'll copy these three lines for the second number, right? Enter the second number, right? Yes. Enter the second number. String s2 br dot read line, right? Int j, integer dot parse int of es2. And finally say system dot out dot println, right? System dot out dot println, right? Yes. I plus j. That's it. Closing this, right? This is what the coding in Java programming using Java, right? Just I'll copy this entire code. Controls. I'll copy this to a separate notepad file. Okay. Save it. Control S, save it, right? Okay. I'll create a separate folder for this batch, right? Within the C drive, I'm creating a folder like Python 7:30 p.m. right? Python 7:30 p.m. I'll be storing all the Python files within this folder, right? Here, sample.java. Yes. Now Just I'll take a minute in showing the execution in both Python and Java, right? Yes. Upset. Command prompt. Go to the command prompt. cd Python 7:30 p.m. right? Java C sample dot Java. So if you got any errors, to display the errors here. If there are no errors, yes, there are no errors. You can just execute the code. Java sample, right? Just last. Enter the first number 10. Enter the second number 20. Enter the first number 10. Enter the second number 20. Sum is what? 30, right? Yes. Okay. So this is what the code in Java, right? So I don't know like how many of you have understood this code, right? It looks a little complex to understand. What is class, what is public static void main, what is input stream reader, buffer reader, or even we can use scanner classes, right? So integer.parseInt, br.readline, right? So you can see the code like 10 to 12 lines of code, right? The same task, the same code, just I'm going to write in Python. So not more than 3 lines, not even 1/4 coding, right? Yes. So just open IDLE integrated development environment for Python. Python shell gets opened, right? File, new file, and I'll write the code here, right? So just they look like normal English statements. X equal to input value for X. Enter value of X. Enter value of X. Y equal to input enter value for Y. Enter value of X, enter value of Y. Enter value. Print X plus 1. That's it. Enter value of X, enter value of Y, print X plus 1, right? That's it. This is the what the coding in Python. So there is no complexity here, right? They look like normal English statements. In the first line, you are inputting the value for X, inputting the value of Y, X plus Y. But here also in Python, whatever you are entering from the keyboard will be taken as string. So before storing in X, typecast to integer, right? Just say int. Just say int, right? To typecasting string to int. Now save it, Control S, right? Yes. Okay, Python 7:30 p.m. right? Any name dot py extension, right? Dot py extension, right? A run module, right? Yes. Enter value of X 10, enter value of Y 20. Sum is what? 30. The same result, right? Accepting two values. How simple the Python statements, right? As compared with other programmings, right? Very less coding, simple syntaxes, looks like normal English statements, right? So one more example, right? One more example where we use like built-in functionalities and very less coding in a simple way. Okay, 1 second. I'm taking some list of values. X is some list of group of values, right? 40, 10, 30, 20, 50. So I've taken some, you will say in other programming like C or Java, we say array of elements, but here we say like list of elements, right? List of elements. So print X. Len of X to know the number of elements, right? Len of X. Number of elements, how many, right? 5 elements. Sum of X. Sum of all the elements, right? Sum of x, sum of all this 40 plus 10 plus 30 plus 20 plus 50, right? Sum will be what? Okay, sum of all this. In other programming, we need to iterate it. Fine. Here, max of x, maximum element, right? Max element is 50. Min element, right? Print min of x. Min of x is 10. Max of x is 50. Okay. Print. Arrange all the elements in a particular order. Sorted of x in ascending order, right? Arranging all the elements in a particular order. Just observe this output. Yes. Len of x is 5. Sum of x is 150. Max of x 50. Min of x 10. Sorted of x, arranging all the elements in a particular order, in ascending order. In ascending order, right? Yes. If you want in descending order, same functionality, no other, we doesn't have any separate function for it, sorted of x only, right? But the sorted of x means it gives in ascending order, right? The ascending order, if you reverse it, you will get in descending order, right? Reverse equal to true. Just you can say reverse equal to true, right? Yes. Now check it, you will get in descending. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, right? Yes. Okay. So you can see many built-in libraries, built-in functionalities available in Python for performing the operations. We don't need to write huge codings here in Python, right? Yes. I'll just show you, like as I was discussing, right, the concept of modules. Python providing nearly 89,300 modules for various domains. It doesn't mean that you need to have the knowledge about all those modules, right? No. Your domain specific models you are going to explore, right? Okay, only that, for example, if you're from data science, like you will be exploring some 10 to 15 modules, right? Yes. Not all the modules. Okay. Now observe the importance of modules, right? The importance of modules. What is, okay, what it consists of. For example, a very commonly used model. I'll give an example of two things you can observe here: the importance of modules and the Python coding, how it looks. For example, import math, I will say import math, a module called math for mathematical operations. I want to check what is present within this math module. dir, say dir of math. Print a dir of math, right? Yes. Check it. dir means directory of the math module. Okay. So all this, right? Sin h, square root, tan h, tau. 1 second. dir of math, sin, square root, tan, tau, all these are the built-in properties, right, present within the math module. There are some variables like pi is one variable, tau is one variable, e is one variable. If you want to print their values, right, print math dot pi, it prints the pi value. Right? Print math dot e, it prints that e value. Module name dot property name. What is the value of pi? 3.14. E value 2.71. For example, you doesn't know how to work with a particular functionality present within a module. You don't know how to use the square root. Assume you doesn't know how to work with square root. Python is going to help you with the syntax, right? A help function. We have got help function, Python providing help function. Help on what? Within the math model, square root. Help on square root, right? Yes. Observe. Run module. Help on math dot square root. Help on built-in function square root in the module math. Square root expecting one value x and it turns the square root of x, right? Yes. Square root, see built-in help on built-in function square root. For square root, we need to provide one value. It returns the square root of that value. Clearly, it is saying that how many values we are supposed to provide, one value. What it returns, the square root of that whatever value you have provided, right? Help print within the math model square root of, you provide some value 16. Math dot square root of 16. What is that? 4. Square root of 16 is what? 4. Okay. Similarly, for example, any other functionality, for example, if you want to check with any other, for example, here there is a power function, POW, right? If you want to check, okay, power, what is the use of power function? Yes, here square root slash means the arguments are non-default arguments, right? So when we are discussing functions concept, different types of arguments are available. Default arguments, non-default arguments, keyword arguments, non-keyword arguments, arbitrary arguments. This slash indicates, right, the preceding these arguments are what? Non-default arguments. Non-default means compulsorily while calling it, you need to provide the value. Later I discuss those, right? But as of now here, we need to provide one value. Slash means the kind of argument it specifies. Power function, POW, right? Yes. Help on what? Help on math dot POW. Help on math dot POW, right? Power function. Help on math dot POW. Help on run module, right? Yes. Help on built-in function power in module math. So power expecting two values, we are supposed to provide two values, x comma y. It returns x to the power of y. This is the power symbol, x to the power of y. Power symbol, right? X to the power of y, right? Yes. Okay. So got the, you need to provide two values, right? Now print math dot POW of 10 comma 3. Math dot power of 10 comma 3, like 10 to the power of 3, right? 1000. To the power of 3, right? 1000. Okay, in this way, you can just say help on any particular functionality. It gives you that syntax, right? Using, you can work with this. Okay, for example, if you want to work, if you want to generate graphs, generating graphs in Python also is very simple. The signification of, okay, you see that significance of slash and square root, right? So run module. So in Python, we can directly provide the values like that. There are kinds of arguments are there. The significance of slash means these arguments are called as non-default arguments. This indicates, the slash indicates that these arguments x comma y are non-default arguments. Non-default arguments, right? In Python, we have got default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword arguments, right? So it is specifying that we are supposed to provide value for x and y. I have provided a 10 and 3. Here also this x indicates that we have, this slash indicates that we need to provide the value for x. Means it's a non-default argument, right? Okay. And even generating graphs in Python is very simple, right? Generating graphs in Python is very simple. Okay. Any kind of graph we can generate, right? Okay, just I'll show you how simple generating graphs in Python. For that, we have got a module called import matplotlib. Plotting, for plottings and visualizations, we have got a module called matplotlib. Within that, we have got a property called pyplot. Within this matplotlib, we have got a property pyplot, right, for plottings. Instead of using this very big name, right, instead of using this very big name, I can use a shortcut name, alias name as p or plt, any name I can use, right? Now if I want to plot plt, is that right? This plt dot plot is a function, right? For plotting, we require two coordinates, x and y coordinates, right? X 1 2 3. X coordinates, these are x coordinates 1 2 3. Y coordinates like 5 7 4. Some values, right? Yes, these are x coordinates, these are y coordinates. Now based on this, I'm saying to plot a graph. That's it. plt dot show. Check it. Run module, right? Yes, you can see a graph getting generated, right, in this way, right? See that coordinates 1 and 3. X coordinates min value is 1, max value is 3, and y coordinates min value is 4, max value is 7. 1 5 1 5. 2 7 3 4, right? Yes. So if you're, for example, if I want to do a small task, right, age and income, for example, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, the incomes are like this, right? For 30 years 40,000, for 40 it is 50,000, for 50 it is 45,000, for 60 it is 60,000. Okay, fine. Okay. Now just observe this graph, right? For this run module. This is the graph, right? For 30 years, 40,000. For 40, it is 50,000. For 50, it is 45. And for 60, it is 60,000. Okay. Okay. For example, if you see the output, right, it's a solid graph with blue color, right? It's a solid graph with blue color. Yes. Yeah, we need to install matplotlib separately in Python. This modules, all the modules you are not going to get along with the Python software, right? We need to download and install them separately. I'll just show you, right, how to download and how to install in the modules concept. Yes. So here a solid graph in blue color you got, right? Yes. But I want dotted line graph. Just to give comma here, just to give comma and say hyphen hyphen. That's it. Run module. Dotted line format you got that in blue color. But I want in different color, right? I want some different color. Keep comma and say color COLO or color equal to red color, right? Yes. Okay. Red color. So red color, right? Yes. Okay. For example, if you see this graph, right, you want some label to this x coordinates, y coordinates. I want some kind of label to x coordinate, y coordinate, set title for this graph, right? It looks simple, right? Defining those. Okay. PLT dot x axis label, PLT dot x label. X axis label is what? Age. PLT dot y label, y axis label, y label, right? Y label is what? Income. Title. Title is like sample graph, right? Just observe. Run model. Check it. You will be getting this X label, Y label title for the graph. Okay, fine. So I'll come back to your queries, right? Just so observe this. These are that very simple statements, right? You can easily understand. You're plotting X and Y coordinates, X-axis label age, income, sample graph, right? X label, Y label, and the title for the graph. Run model. So can you see this X label age, Y label income, title sample graph, right? Yes. Yes. Okay. Fine. So in this way, the Python statements looks very simple and easy. They are not as complex. Can you see any complex statement here? Plot X and Y coordinates, X-axis label, Y-axis label, income, title, right? So any kind of graph, if I remove plot and if I give bar graph gets generated. If I give HIST here, histogram gets generated. If I give PIE, pie graph gets generated. If I give scatter, yes, scatter plots gets generated, right? So here, uh, functionalities, built-in functionalities available, right? Here, no need to write huge codings. Fine. Okay. So there are some, okay, so understood. I was just comparing this Python code with other language, right? Python comparison with other programming, right? Yes. Python statements looks very simple and easy to understand, right? Yes. Okay. So if you want to go towards data science environment, if you want to go towards big data environment, right? This Python core advanced is required, right? So as part of our course, I'll be dealing with those, right? So course content, if you go through, right? So I'm discussing some models related to data science, matplotlib, numpy. So these are data science related models. I'll be covering those who wants to go for data science automation, right? Python numpy model, matplotlib, just now I was talking, right? Plottings and visualizations, right? And Python pandas model, right? Pandas and introduction to data science, machine learning introduction, data sets, learnings, data analysis, correlations, algorithms, applications, and even for big data analytics and working with Excel files, Excel workbook, and geographic programming and web scraping, right? Working with CSV, Excel, JSON files, debugging, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closures, operating system module, Python datetime module, Python database connecting and the installation of one database and connecting to Python, right? Regular expressions, extracting required data from the given data, right? And object-oriented programming with Python, procedural programming with Python, and scripting with Python, right? Modular programming, everything I'm going to discuss. File handling, errors and exceptions, right? Yes. And even, right, for if you, so it is an offer batch, as it was said, it's an offer batch, right? If you want to, okay, let me brief you, right? The course and how it is divided, right? In Python, what we have to learn to go towards AML, Mamata, right? Manmata, right? So here, I was just saying that data science related models I was discussing, right? NumPy model, Pandas model, Matplotlib model, everything I'm going to cover here, right? So apart from that, how to use models, how to work with models, how to create our own modules, renaming models, reloading models, different ways of importing modules, everything we'll be learning as part of our course. Okay, yes, REST API also. So here both who wants to go for Python, just you can go for Python, right? Or if you want to get updated, this course as deals with both Python and Django. Later I'll be discussing Django framework. Like okay, so Python, three things: core programming, advanced programming, and application oriented modules, right? So Django framework, right? So before I go with the Django framework, I'll be discussing about HTML concept, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap. For nearly for 2 weeks, you will be discussing on this, right? HTML, CSS, JavaScript bootstrap. Before we go with applications creations, you'll be brief about. Okay. So this technologies plus Django. Okay. Fine. So nearly I'm going to show you in web, and if you are preferring Django, right? Web development, 25, nearly 25 applications creations I'll be showing you, right? Yes. So already it was said it's an offer batch. Okay, Python plus Django, right? If you want to go only for Python, it was said right only 5K, and for Django also it's 5K, right? But combined, if you take, it is given for 9K. Fine. So any queries from your side? So tomorrow also people can attend the session to see more. Tomorrow I'll be going with the technical part. Just I'll be going into the Python basics, Python software foundation, Python versions, Python installations, Python execution modes, Python flavors, right? Tomorrow I'll be going with this versions installation of Python. I'll show you how to download Python and how to install Python step by step. Okay. We'll have the recordings. Yes, you'll be getting the recordings of the sessions, right? Every day you'll be getting the sessions, and also that clear notes will be provided topic wise, and assignments will be provided, soft copy of the notes, videos. So Saurabh, here this is not a DevOps demo, right? We are nothing to do with DevOps, right? You ask anything related to Python. So I said today just what I was demonstrating, right? How the Python statements were, right? Like normal English statements. People from zero programming or non-programming can update with Python, right? Not a problem. Yes. So at the end of the course, you'll be getting a great command on this Python, right? Nearly 300 code examples I'm going to discuss in Python Core Advanced, right? And 25 applications in Django framework, right? Yes. So tomorrow also you can attend the session, same timing, using the same link to see more on this Python, right? Like basics of Python will be started. So from tomorrow itself, the batches will be starting with the basic part. So nearly, so as I'm taking only for Python, I'm taking 1 second. Only for Python, nearly 75 hours, right? 75 hours. Django. Okay. So totally like 50 hours for this Django, right? Totally 125 hours, right? Okay. So parallelly, you can go with Python and Django, right? While you are updating with Python, parallelly you can go with the Django, this HTML, CSS bootstrap. Meanwhile, okay. So totally 125 hours for both Python and Django. Only Python, it's 75 hours, right? So like for Python, like 2 to 2.5 months it takes. 2 to 2.5 months for completing Python, right? And
Hi Vijay.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So I have a doubt. Like, is this a weekend batch? It's like weekday batch, or do we have classes on weekend too?
So like Python, it will be like daily from Monday to Friday, right? Yes, Monday to Friday.
Okay. So
So
okay,
it's weekday,
weekend
weekday,
batch is different then.
weekday batch. This weekday batch, right? It's a Monday to Friday. It's not a weekend.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any other queries, right? Yes. Yeah, PolyLady, right? Are you going to teach simple Python apps? Not simple, right? We'll be discussing many applications, right? 25 applications I'm going to show you, right? Yes. In the Django, right? In Django, like creation of project, creation of application, starting server, everything step by step. Even in Django, if you can parallelly do along with me, right, for applications creations.
Is it daily 1 hour, sir?
Yeah, daily 1 hour. Sometimes on Saturdays I'll be intimating, right? I'll be taking some hours. Fine.
Hello, sir. Can you do major project in this course?
Yeah, at the end of this Django, I'll be showing you, right, one. Yeah, project will be provided, right? And one GUI related project and one web application will be provided, right? Yes. Yes, Mohammed, right? Mohammed, finishing Python, then the Django start. Not like that. If you doesn't have that much of time, we can also parallelly go with the Django. Many Django batches I'll be starting, right? We can also go parallelly with the Django, not a problem. Otherwise, if you want to finish Python, next you want to go for Django, that is also fine. Okay.
Sir,
So,
how
yes,
many months take it, sir?
Pranit,
Overall course?
yes, yes. So, okay, what time? Okay, for clearing doubts, right? At the start of the session or at the end of the session, you can ask queries, right? And also, like a WhatsApp group will be created for the technical discussion, right? If you got any error, you can take the snap of it and you can just post in the group, right? Anybody can answer. I'll be answering it. Yes. So this, yes, Dhananjay, right? For data science, Python 4 and advanced required, right? Yes, working with modules concept is required. Okay. Different ways of, and also some models I'm covering from data science, right? NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, right? Yes. Fine. So many jobs for Python. If you have got command in this Python programming, once you attend, right, you can crack the jobs, right? So 300 plus code examples plus assignments tasks I'll be providing, right? Yes. And the sessions will be interactive sessions, like I'm typing. If for each and every statement I type, you'll be giving the response, right? What will be the expected output? You'll be kept in unmuted status only. Fine.
Hi, sir. Is Python is sufficient for automating the test application, or Django also required?
So Django mainly for web applications creations, right? Those who wants to go for data science and for the automations, right? No need of Django. So those who wants to go for data science environment, or those who wants to go for automation kinds other things, right? Who wants to have a career in Python can choose for Django. Who wants to have a career in Python? So there are two categories of people that gets updated with Python. First category is they learn Python and they'll implement Python in data science, big data, writing scripts in AWS, DevOps, in robotics. Okay, second category of people who wants to have a career in Python itself, they'll go step forward and they need to update with the Django framework, right?
So it is basically for development, right?
Yes, web development, right?
Okay. So for testing automation, is Python sufficient, right?
Yes. And directly or indirectly, you are going to touch Python, right? Everywhere in any course, right? Any field, right? In big data or data science, in AWS or DevOps, anywhere you are going to touch Python, right? And I think even if you're from administrator, database administrator, network administrator, you are going to write Python scripts. Fine. Okay.
Thank you.
Fine. Okay, so I'm stopping here. We'll continue tomorrow. I'll be starting with the basic part of Python from tomorrow, right? So, okay. Yes, Jagdish, you are from mechanical engineering. You got job in Infosys, you are saying? Yes, Python directly or indirectly, right? You are going to use Python. Any software guy, you need to have the knowledge on Python. Yes, Kiran. Okay, fine. So if you have got any more queries, you can also ask in the tomorrow session, right? We'll discuss more on Python tomorrow. Fine. So thank you all for your time. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow. More
One
discussion.
last question, Vijay.
Yes, go ahead.
So do we, is it a group class, group online classes, or how it's going to be?
So it's
Durgasoft offers any private online classes as well for Python, advanced Python?
okay. You can just talk with the okay. You can just discuss with that online team, right? You can just give a call to them, and they will just help you out, right, on this query. Fine.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah. So tomorrow follow the same link, same time, right? Yes. Fine. I'm signing off for today. Meet you.